Good morning, YouTube. It's Jake, and I'm coming back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about the new promotion, Road to the Knockouts, which you're seeing on your screen here, on my screen. And they got 3 cards this year, and one's for the Conference League, which is pretty sweet. We'll just call that the Spurs card. No, I'm just trolling. Spurs fans, don't get mad at me, please. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting new promotion, and I think to me looks super similar to Road to the Finals. So I'll kind of discuss that a little bit today. But let's chat about what kind of cards are going to go up in price during this promotion, how to make coins on this promotion, what kind of cards are going to go down in price, and I'll give you the ins and outs of what I think. If you enjoyed today's video, just drop the like. It really helps the channel grow. And if you're new here, consider subscribing.
Do it!
Alright, so I first wanted to start you guys out with showing a couple cards that we saw last year that should be relative to this promotion, right? We should get cards that are going to be really similar, meta cards that have the chance to get upgraded. In my opinion, they are going to be live cards. Again, that's just an opinion. They haven't come out and confirmed that yet, but I would assume that these cards are going to be live, which adds a lot of excitement to them. Of course, in this example, I had to bring up Renato Road to the Final. You guys know how meta Renato was. That first inform was probably like the FIFA 21 legend of the whole game. Like, if you think of FIFA 21, you probably think of this card as one of the few you use, along with Kleiber and a few others. This Renato was freakishly good on the game. So you guys that are seeing him, you recall him, he had the chance to get upgraded depending on how Lily was doing, and he did get an upgrade, so he became really meta. If you look at those stats and how smooth he was on the ball, he had 96 balance. He was pretty much a chair on the ball, really great card, and there are going to be a lot of good cards coming into play. Not all of them will be cheap by any means, right? But there are going to be a whole new batch of meta cards, which is going to really impact the market. Here's just one more example of a card we got, which was Alphonso Davies. Of course, crazy meta. This card was like 300 to 500k most of the year. Fantastic, and we all know Bayern always has a shot to go pretty far. So as you're seeing, we did get some pretty good cards in the promotion. I'm just going to back out here. Then this is actually the full team one, so you can kind of see the mix of cards we're getting. We're getting the high tier meta like Salah, Aubameyang, Rashford, Davies, but then we're also getting some mid-tier ones. So this Bruno Perez was a really good card. Zakaria, Diaby, Klosterman, all those weren't a ton of coins, but they were really good and in demand. So again, with these kind of promotions, we're getting a whole new card list, whether it be 500k budget or 50k budget, of cards that can slot into your team. And again, this is going to have a major effect on the market. So let's go right over to FIFA 22 and let's look at a card like Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder is up because he links to the guy's name that we're not going to pronounce, Chouameni. Hopefully that's right. If not, it's okay.
Ever foistered.
If you guys were on one of the videos, I said I like this card for your team at 12.5k. He's up to 17, 18k. Hopefully you're watching the channel and making some coins on that if he's in your team. I'm hearing amazing feedback on him. People are calling him the cheap Vieira, cheap Hullet, cheap Conte. I don't know if they're messing around with that. I actually have him as a red pick, so I still have to use him. But that's a big reason this Ben Yedder is up. And I just don't see Ben Yedder sustaining this price, to be honest. He's way higher on PS. So this weekend, a card like Ben Yedder, we're going to get promo pack supply. We're probably going to get some new strikers. I would assume this Ben Yedder drops under 30k this weekend. And it's a pretty bold assumption, and that's a pretty big drop. But come back to the video, check it out. I think that this card will go under 30k this weekend. It's something to keep your eye on. I think this is a card that's kind of inflated for a lot of reasons, and one that's going to drop heavily in price. So this is a card where if you have him in your team, it's not unwise to take the cash out on him and try to rebuy him or use someone different for a few days or whatever that may be. And you have to look at all the factors that go into that, right? He's got that good link. He's not super high in rating. He's going to get packed a lot if there's promo pack supply or whatever there may be, and people are going to get distracted. They're going to forget about Chouameni, and they're going to get their next set of red picks or new promotion card players. So cards like this are going to kind of get outdated. The other one that I think is a perfect example of this, because he's still holding his value. He's kind of retained 25k-ish this week, is Lacroix. And Lacroix, I would expect to dip under 20k on PS, for example, or under 15k on Xbox. He's still super duper meta, but he's low rated, so he's going to get packed a lot. The other reason a card like this is going to go down, in my opinion, is because Team of the Week 4 is out, and this Team of the Week is going to have a ton of supply over the weekend. They also have Gavardiol. I'm not sure if I butchered his name as well. Why does everyone have such tricky names?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Gavardiol, whatever his name is, he's also really meta. He's in the Bundesliga, so people might just say, okay, I'm past the cry. I want a new special card and swap in this dude because he's probably going to dip down to like 25k-ish, 20k this weekend, and that is really, really darn cheap for a guy with his stats. And maybe you guys want to try him out. I know he's got a ton of upvotes here on Footbins, so people seem really interested in him for sure. Now, let's kind of move up a level. Let's kind of move up a little. I was talking about their Ben Yedder and Lacroix, and they're a little bit on the mid-tier to low-tier budget side, right? Under 50k, we'll call it. Now, let's look at a card like Pogba, who's really meta in this game. I've played him. He plays really, really well in this game. And Pogba, as you see, he's kind of rebounded. He hit a low of like 113, 115k, and he's all the way up to 130k. And that's just because lately, and EA controls supply and they control market prices. We haven't had much supply. We haven't had new cards in pack. People are just buying up their golds this week. There's not a ton going on this week that was going to halt the rise. The first time we'll see that in a little bit is going to be Friday. So what I would expect to happen on a card like Pogba is on Friday directly, I expect to see quite a bit of panic on this card once we get the new team, once we get promo pack supply, and I would expect this card to kind of dip back into this low range of, let's call it like 110 to 115k. But these type of cards, if you time the low well, can also recover well that same day. Because what happens is people get so excited and they kind of panic because of the new promo teams, and they think, oh, I want this card, or this card looks really good, or this card is going to hurt my team in value. They just get super in their head about it. And what happens is they sell their current team, like a Pogba, and anticipate the new team. But a new promo teams are super expensive typically on day one. And what happens is they can't afford them, or it doesn't work out how they planned. And then they just go buy that card later in the day for about the same price. So a card like Pogba, 100k plus in value, 87 plus rating, I typically expect to see like a dip on Friday into a rebound. I don't think that he'll hit this high again. I don't think that he'll hit the same exact price. I think he'll actually sustain a little bit lower for a few days while we're in this promotion. But that is a way to make coins, is if you time the rebound on like 90, even like 80 to 120k cards, they can often have that effect. The other one to watch it on is a card like Llorente, Bruno Fernandes. They rebound pretty good. Rashford even. Those type of cards are typically the money. Next, I also want to mention that this team of the week is really good. It's probably the best team of the week we've seen. We have Lozano, Gavardiol, Romero, Navas, Savage, Rafinha, Depay. This team, Mane, this team is really, really good. And Theo Hernandez, of course. There's going to be definitely a buy window on them where they just simply get too cheap. And you guys kind of have to determine when that is yourself. I can kind of give you an outline of when I think that will be. I think it will be kind of Saturday morning, maybe Saturday night. And then I think they're going to start to rise into Sunday, in my opinion. I think people will be distracted by the promo cards. And I think there will be some moves to make on these. An example like Theo, he typically always rises out of packs just because he's so in demand. Not only does he has the Serie A links with like Tomari has his one to watch as well, but he also has the French links, which are massive, right? You got Lacroix, you got Koundé, you got Coleman on that left side, so you can super easily slip him into a team. He has been for years one of the best risers out of pack. So if this card goes to like 210, 220k, I really think it's probably worth investing into. Romero also seems to have a lot of demand. If you look at his stats, he's actually not crazy far off from VVD. Again, I'm not trying to make those comparisons saying he's as good, but statistically, he's probably better than like a 30k card, which he might dip down to this weekend. So keep your eye on this team of the week on Friday and Saturday. Try to determine a buy point where you feel good at the entry point. And again, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Basically, with team of the week and promotion cards, it's just saying, I think this card is too cheap right now. There's really no crazy science to it because EA can always affect it, right? If they release a team of the week pack or a wants to watch pack or whatever it would be. But you have to just simply say, this card looks pretty good for his stats. I think he's going to rise. And Depay is another one to look at too because his wants to watch is holding like 190k in value, right? If this card dips like 70, 80k, it might be something to look at for sure, right? Just shows that he has really good demand and he's really good on this game. If you've played him, he's got great dribbling. I think that's what I'm going to leave you with today, is looking at buying these Team of the Week on Friday and Saturday, looking to rebound on those meta golds on Friday as well. And there are a few other ways to make coins. Some are a little bit more advanced and a little bit more tricky for me to talk about on YouTube. What I'll try to do is I'll try to get some examples and almost like retroactively talk about them, because I will probably try to trade the new promo card. Is one of the types of tradings I'm best at. I think I tend to make quite a bit of coins in that time, but there is a whole lot that goes into that. So I'll try to get some examples drawn up and then make it into a video for you guys that like a little riskier trading, like to see bigger profit and or losses. If I make losses on that, I'll be happy to show you, because that's something that traders need to do more of. And us traders, we lose a lot of coins, but we also make many more coins. So I'm probably on 7 million or so this year, but I've lost easily like 700k plus trying out different things. So it just happens, and you have to be aware that traders lose coins, but they make a lot more. I hope this video helped you out today and covered some of the things that we'll see in this promotion, and why cards move, how they'll move, and how to make coins off it. If it did help you, drop a like, and feel free to subscribe if you're new here. It really supports the channel, and hopefully talk soon. Peace.